This is a theoretical essay that I wrote in a coffee shop after attending a Poetry West workshop. This is called Two Directions of Symbolic Abstraction. Writing depends upon two assimilations. The first is language. A vocabulary develops, and importantly, words are related to each other from one language to the others. The simple correlation between words of differing languages develops a concept or image which can develop poetically. Myths and legends are separated into pieces, each part considered more important by some language, so less completely assimilated through other languages, considering other aspects. This implies that as the writer follows the historical relevance of ancient poetry from many contexts, there is the opportunity to comprehend symbols as connected with others that can be brought forward either as new perspectives or by the psychological momentum. The result can be fact, historical fiction, criticism of character or characteristics, and extensions into comparative synthesis, pataphysics becoming absurdist resolution. The basic influences of education and reading make a stance for the habits of imagination. Conformity restricting the formalism of a tract is countered by extremes of inference, by which the absurd reformulation generates the curiosities of poetic surrealism. The reader might suddenly find from an irrational beauty the emergence of structural bones or fossils that convey relics which are not accounted because the abstracted synthesis has departed from reference and allusion to a degree making such information meaningless except as more poetry. Since writers are desperate to find the means of continuation, it is not a bad idea to reverse this process. As the formation becomes obscure, or as it obscures the initial premise and memories, the writer can take it back the other way. Because a metaphor has been derived, the evocation of a source does not indicate the true nature of the originality, both for the paraphrased element, which has become an absurdity, and for the relative beginning, which itself serves as a furtherance. This is not comic, it is a necessary style of alchemy. By the exploration of this strange synthesis, something interesting is conveyed as a serious poetic tract. The writer can choose to be honest about the influence that is replaced by the fossil, but this is not a requirement of veracity. It is usually easy to perceive the syllogism which separates acquired materials from the furtherance of creativity. The eclectic author finds it very difficult to rein in an expression which has shown the way to undiscovered personal resources, invariably complicating understanding in growing ways. Originality has these phases: the original text, the abstracted reservation, the synthetic resolution, and the metaphorical return to the beginning. This is the process defining the individual as the singular decisive element of response.